All right, guys, how are we all doing? Are we live? Let's see, it doesn't show we're... Okay, I guess we are live, guys. Let me get this situated here. Says we had an error and we weren't an error in the live shutdown, so I wasn't sure. But it looks like we are absolutely live. So let's get this underway. How is everyone doing? Did anybody make money off the longs? If you longed, let's catch the Aave short. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Let me post the live here and all the things here. How was the day today, guys? We had a massive pump and dump in the market. I can't explain how big of a pump and dump that is. But essentially, Bitcoin is in the Tokyo session. Being that we are in the Tokyo session, there's obviously going to be possibly some games being played. Okay, so I think we're good here. We're going to share our live. Smash up that like button, guys. I really appreciate you guys for coming on here. I longed the pump and shorted 94K. Let's go. Kurt Dog, what is up? Steven, McKeed, what is up? Let's catch the Aave short. You already know I'm in that short all day. All day, all day. Okay, we're going to get into some crypto in a minute here, guys. I got way too many windows open. Okay, perfect. So we have got the market pumping and dumping, essentially, right? Like, if this isn't a pump and dump, I really don't know what is. Tokyo is either going to manipulate or range. I'm not sure what Tokyo is going to do. I haven't figured that out yet, because it does look like Tokyo is trying to pump, but we are below the conversion line, which is right here. And you can see, yes, the 15 minutes oversold with some bullish divergence, but the 1 hour is definitely still dropping. And the 4 hour is what we got to pay attention to, guys. This 4 hour, make sure you guys smash up that like button, guys. Join the live on Twitch, please. It helps out a lot, guys. It really means a lot. So what I need you guys to do is open up a Twitch window in a separate live, mute it. Okay, mute it and keep it live. Open it up in a separate live and we'll get this thing rocking and rolling. And it does help us grow our Twitch audience. And believe it or not, there is a Twitch audience in cryptocurrency, believe it or not, right? So a couple things here. We can see Bitcoin into the hour of Tokyo. The hour of New York, we pretty much called the pump. Yeah, this morning we definitely basically called the pump in the market. So now what we're looking at is we're looking at trading into the Tokyo session. Now, Tokyo is normally doesn't do much. If it does anything, it's a violent move, absolutely a violent move up or a violent move down. Okay. So I will get back to Tokyo in a bit and Bitcoin, but I do want to go look at Aave, guys, because Aave is priming for an epic short. Epic short. Okay. Definitely trying for an epic short. So here you can see Aave completely overbought on the 4-hour. Aave faked out this morning, kind of knew the pump was going to happen. It just was really written in the cards. But essentially, you're going to see Aave come all the way back down to here, really the POC in this area. So around 187, right? So Aave is looking really, really good. If you can find a trade on Aave, a potential short, the trade would be when the 15-minute is overbought, okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to show you guys, you want to wait till the 15 minutes overbought. If you're not in any shorts right now, you wait till the 15 minutes overbought. But it could just keep on dropping sideways because essentially you broke the uptrend, right? You did break the uptrend, and now you're just going sideways momentum, but you still got to find the best entry in the market. Furthermore, Tokyo is definitely trying to pump it a bit here. Again, that bullish divergence from here to here is obviously giving it a bit of a pump. But if you're looking at the 4-hour, guys, here, we've got ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous bearish divergence. This has insane bearish divergence. This is this peak point right here to this peak point right here. That means that Bitcoin potentially will not go but above 93.7 in the shorter term. It looks like Tokyo is manipulating more than anything, not really ranging, but I would say manipulating. And then either London's going to range and New York's probably going to distribute. But you do have bearish dive right here. So what that essentially means is that you've got a low here, a high here, and a lower high here. The 4-hour is a very, very strong time frame. This 4-hour could absolutely tank Bitcoin. Now, that doesn't mean things aren't going to run up in the shorter term, right? So I want to show you guys support here. Okay, so we're using this just for the liquidity blocks. It's really all we're doing. We can see that the 15-minute here on Bitcoin is bouncing off of what is called an equilibrium, okay? Basically a support, okay? So we can see the 15-minute is bouncing off of support here, which is essentially the equilibrium, which means that this is going to range in this area right here, anywhere from 91.7 to about 92.5. Well, this is the main rejection point, 92.9. Okay. But Bitcoin is bouncing off of this area. So now what we're going to see is Bitcoin needs to break this area right here for any major sell momentum to come in. Otherwise, we range from 93 really all the way down to 91.8. And it should keep on rejecting at 93 because you have sellers in this area, but you have a lot of buyers right here. Okay, you have a lot of buyers right here. And this is essentially where buyers are going to be picked up. Now, we did break the trend, and we are in a downtrend, definitely, in the shorter term. But you are going to bounce off this 91.9. Now, if I'm aiming for a price on Bitcoin on the 4-hour here, I'm looking for Bitcoin to really come down to 88.9, okay? That is my 4-hour. That is my 4-hour target. That is my 4-hour liquidity. So 89 to 88.9 is what I am looking for the market to come down to. But in the shorter term, you're bouncing off of that support, which is that 15-minute, which you're looking at about 91.8. So if we set an alert, we set a support here at 91.8, we can see it bounced off perfectly. Absolutely bounced off perfectly. And now it is kind of trying to range up. So here's the conversion line, which Bitcoin broke. And now we might try to wick up. Maybe, guys, this isn't 100%. This is based on buyers and what the market is doing. We may wick up to 92.7 to 92.9 again, and then trickle slowly down to the bottom. Or we just straight up dump. But I don't see Bitcoin doing anything really until you do break this, basically this buyer area of where people were essentially buying up Bitcoin and forming a support in this area. But you also, in my opinion, shouldn't long, because we do have that bearish divergence, and that bearish divergence will absolutely take us down and kind of dump Bitcoin. This is more of a manipulation phase by Tokyo with the wick up, down, up, down, up, down. And then we got to see what happens. But we are in a double top. If you go here, we are in a double top. Perfect. So basically what I'm using is I'm using something like Bookmap to tell the liquidity. And the reason it's bouncing, again, the reason it is bouncing is because of this support equilibrium. That is in the shorter term, guys. The longer term, you're going to see Bitcoin drop down to this 88.9 target, okay? And look at on the 1 hour, it hit it perfectly right here, 94.4. Hit it perfectly. So this is essentially like a Bookmap in a way, all right? People keep on asking me to use Bookmap. I pretty much have Bookmap here without pushing the power on my PC. Now what we got to do is we got to go this 5-minute here. And we can see that this could push up to this area right here, which is about 92.7. And then I would say 92.7 is probably going to be a reversal. If not, then we break out. We might have some fake out manipulation into Tokyo. 5-minute is completely overbought as well, right? So 92.7 is what I would be looking at. But again, keep in mind, the 4-hour is absolutely coming down. So before the 4-hour close, you're going to notice a bit of a drop, or you should notice a drop, right? And if you look at this 18-hour here, from this peak to this peak is a high, and this is actually a higher high. So the 18-hour as well has bearish divergence, as this is lower than the previous high, okay? So once we break that support at 91.8, once we break this support at 91.8, guys, we're absolutely going to come down, okay? We also have Aave, which is probably my favorite trade right now. Aave is oversold on the 15, but if you could manage your leverage, this is going to be a dynamite trade and a dynamite win for a lot of people. Pretty much with Aave, if you look right here, we had a huge pump and dump, essentially. And guys, we called this pump on Aave this morning, right? Like, I was on the live and I called this pump on Aave all day. I didn't get into it because it went against my rules. Maybe I could have used lower leverage. It is what it is. Now we're lining up the short. We can see Aave is in massive blank space. Like, this is a trader's dream. Okay? This is absolutely a trader's dream, guys, for a trade to pump and dump like that. And then when you're dropping, you're typically going to go back to the bottom. That is a huge percentage to win, essentially. And if you look at the 4 hour, you look at the 18 hour, first of all, in Aave, you have insane bearish divergence because this is going to flip around in the 18 hour candle, and this is a high, and it is going to present insane bearish divergence. So my entry on Aave was pretty much right here. My entry on Bitcoin was 92.8, okay? 92.9. My entry on Bitcoin was 92.9. But this is where I would short Aave. I would only do 5x, okay? I wouldn't go more than 5x because that is when you're being greedy. Liquidation is 238, stop loss 210 or whatever it is, right? Or above this area. 4x, 5x is what I would be doing. But Aave looks like it is absolutely going to crash and burn in the slightest. Non-financial advice, so guys, do what you want, of course. Risk management is key. This in the shorter term can bounce off of this area right here. So obviously we're going up a bit, but well, I would expect it to come down to 194 before any bounce. So you had a little bounce on your 5 minute, which is fine. But if you're looking for the longer term payout and playout on Aave, you're looking for this to come all the way down to this area, 186, 184, 182, in that range. We can definitely see Bitcoin manipulating though. I wouldn't be longing, and I also, if I'm shorting, I'm using super low leverage, like really low leverage. And you can kind of see Bitcoin's playing this channel sideways. Maybe we wake up to 92.7 and then back down. All right, guys, I appreciate all of you on the live. Thank you very much for coming on tonight. How is everyone doing, guys? How's your trading doing? How is the market treating you? Who played some shorts? Who played some longs today? Sister, did you miss anything? Couldn't get off call? Nope, you didn't miss nothing, fam. Nothing. Right, so now you can kind of see Bitcoin is in limbo here. I would say either Tokyo is going to be manipulating or is accumulating. We will have to see what London does, but 5 minutes very, very oversold on Tokyo. 1 minute is pretty oversold here, so you're kind of just ranging in this region. Moises, how are we doing, brother? So those are my two plays, guys. But I would say Aave is the best trade in my personal opinion. If you're not in an Aave short at low leverage, non-financial advice, I say this with the best grain of salt possibly, you're missing out on profit. Low leverage, you're missing out on profit if you're not in Aave. The thing is absolutely going to dump. But you gotta withstand those wicks, right? But again, do what is best for you and your account and your capital. I can't tell you what trades to get into. I can only give you ideas. But I've been playing Aave constantly, guys. Like, it is probably my favorite trade to play right now because sellers leave very, very quick and buyers pump the price very, very quick. So it's a catch-22, which is, again, why I'm recommending low leverage. By low, I'm talking 3x to 5x, right? Okay, so we got Bitcoin at the support right here. We're bouncing off this support right here, which is a liquidity of buys. And this is not going to do anything until it breaks, because there are buys built up in this area here. Let me see if I can show you a fair value gap. I already showed you guys the support on the liquidity there, but pretty much go like this and then it'll come down. I scalped an 8 along today. Cardano was hot, and we were looking at Cardano last night before it even was trending today. All right, let me see what Cardano's doing. Obviously faking out, right? Yep. Okay, let's draw another channel on Cardano. See, I could have gone to Cardano too, but I feel like Aave will dump quicker. Yeah, Cardano's a pump and dump too. There's nothing here on Cardano. Absolutely nothing. Your short was about 48. It's 46 right now. You're going to come down to is anybody taking the Aave short, guys? I'm just curious. Just so I can update it. Just going to be a dynamite of a trade. Absolutely dynamite of a short. Okay, so I want to look at Cardano here on my liquidity gaps. Let's see. So the next major area is going to be about that 45. But if I'm looking at the 1 hour, yeah, you're looking at about 44. So you could hypothetically short Cardano if you really wanted. I just like Aave because I know that sellers are going to sell as quick as they buy. It is the same song and dance. All right, so now we're kind of rolling over in the downtrend here. So I wouldn't even call this manipulation. I would call Tokyo accumulation. Well, we'll have to see what London does. Because normally we could tell Tokyo, it is either going to be accumulation or manipulation 90% of the time. We know distribution is pretty simple. We pump the price or we drop the price. Right now, the price is not pumping, and right now the price is not dropping. So we got two things, manipulation or accumulation, right? Let's roll, guys. Let's make money on these trades. Non-financial advice. Please look at your own wallet. Look at your own account. I can't tell you to get in trades. I can only give you ideas. All right. Protect your capital at all costs. I want to see how the daily closed. Well, I already know how the daily closed on Bitcoin, but yeah, this was not like, I'll tell you guys how I knew this could have been a fake out. Of course, anything could happen. Fed could have pumped it to 100K, liquidated everybody, right? But how I knew this was possibly a fake out, a couple things. The bearish divergence on the 4-hour, the death cross coming up here, and the Bollinger Bands tightening. Remember what we've been talking about, guys, for the past week. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. Comment in the comment section below if you are new to our channel. But your Bollinger Bands on your daily, guys, are starting to tighten. Your daily is overbought, okay? Your Bollinger Bands on the daily, guys, are so overbought. No, your indicator is so overbought, and your Bollinger Bands are tightening up. What this is telling me is after the big drop, all the way over here, look what happened. Okay, we ranged for, and I don't really use the Bollinger Bands that much for anything really, but we ranged for 22 days and then we dropped. Here, we've been ranging for about 22 days. No joke, 22 days, 22 days. And then the next day was a drop. Well, around there, 22 to 18. Thank you. So we were ranging for about 20-ish days, and then we dropped. And you could kind of line that up with right here, the Bollinger Bands, the bearish divergence, the double top, the rejection at the 200 SMA. So this double top is not just an indicator. It is looking very, very real in the coming days. All right. And again, the trend is your friend, guys. If you're in a downtrend, I'm shorting. If you're in an uptrend, I'm longing. I appreciate all the new people to the channel. Welcome to the channel, fam. We got a live going at 8 to 8:30 p.m. CST Monday to Friday, except Saturday, unless there's a big event, and then Sunday, and then 8:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. we got a live. So make sure you guys are tuning in the mornings. We had a good crew today. All right, so there is Ave going to come down to our area swiftly and quickly. Actually, we could even drop down to here, especially if this is going to be a fast drop to 182, because now the Bollinger Bands are completely open. All right. And if you're shorting Bitcoin, go ahead. It is just going to be kind of a slow bleed. All right, let's talk about altcoins. Total 3. No. I meant like a good crew. A lot of people there. Sinster, come on. You're one of the top. You're one of the top. Okay. So here was the pump. Wow. Absolute bull trap. This is unbelievable. This is absolutely ludicrous, guys. We broke out on total 3. Pretty much. All coins broke out based on total 3. And now total 3 is in a double top with bearish divergence, pretty much playing out the bull trap. Brutal. And actually playing out this macro bear flag that we've been eyeing up here for a bit. But total 3 also did not backtest, so not a clear breakout. Guys, we are pretty much perfect for our trade setups for December. We haven't lost one call. Knock on wood, right? But I'm not being cocky. I'm just letting you guys know the reason for that is because I'm not longing the market. Just a little lesson for everybody. Sure, go ahead long. But I haven't had one loss on the live, in our trading program, in our trade calls. Nothing. Not one. And it is very simple. I have not longed once. Now, I might have missed out on some profit for sure. Absolutely. But I've waited for the sure plays. So it does work, right? It does work. Now, for the people who scalp on the 1 minute, that doesn't matter. You can long and short all day. Hey, Cardano, you want to come to the party? Like, come on. I don't recommend trading Cardano. This is a joke. Cardano is a joke at the moment. I probably wouldn't even trade Cardano until we broke out of this downtrend at this point. Okay, guys, another trade that has been trending is ZEC, Zcash. Well, Zcash absolutely did break out. Okay, this wasn't a fake out. At least it hit the top of our channel like we've been looking at here. Again, I'm personally not going to long this market. Even with a breakout, I'm just not going to do it. We did break out on Zcash. However, we are very, very overbought. And it looks like the breakout over here is going to be met with some resistance at the top of the channel like we were talking about. So, yes, we broke out right here. Boom. And then there's the resistance. So the question is, are we going to keep on going? Or are we going to come down? I would be shorting Zcash in this area, and if it breaks, get out, because I don't know. I don't know if I'd be shorting Zcash. Honestly, I'd probably not even trade Zcash at this point. You already broke out. You're in an uptrend. Yeah, you hit resistance. You're probably going to drop, but I wouldn't touch this trade. It is in limbo at the moment to decide with what the market is going to do. Aave is coming down, guys. Let's go. Entry was what? 200, 199, 90? Americans are like, we don't know what Z is. I do, but 99%. All right, how about Pengu? Let's take a look at Pudgy, whatever it's called, Pudgy Penguins. Yeah, so Tokyo is in I would say this is accumulation. I got to see what the London session does, but I would definitely say this is accumulation. Okay, that channel is not even going to matter right now. We're going to go the lower time frame. We're going to go the 1 minute. By the way, the 1 minute trend for Pudgy. Yeah, it looks like Pudgy Penguins that's going to come down to. Did you guys know? This is cool. I met somebody in my city who works for a large crypto company. I'm not going to mention any names. Very large crypto company, one of the largest, the top 10. Met them last night in my building. And apparently, Pudgy Penguins is the most successful game/NFT thing to Bored Ape Yacht Club. Fun fact, I did not know that. Actually, if you're watching the live, shout out to you, by the way. So are most of you sitting on your hands trading at the moment, guys? Or just sitting on your hands, not trading, I mean. The market is weird, right? We're in December. Actually, Pudgy never broke the trend. But if it breaks here, it will come down and drop for sure. CJDV, how you doing? Tim, how we doing? Pudgy Penguins are marketed worldwide. See, that is what he told me. He said Pudgy Penguins is marketed worldwide. That is why it's super successful. Take a look at AVAX. I'm going to love it. I believe I put AVAX in the description. Ooh. Absolutely, I'm going to love it. That is crazy. The only thing about AVAX, I will say, is it is actually on an uptrend. Believe it or not. But this pump and dump, we all said woo at the same time. I don't know how I feel about AVAX. I like it. I like AVAX, but looking at my liquidity on the 15-minute. I would say AVAX could push up to 15. $15.10 to $15.20 on Avalanche. Normally, I would say short this, but AVAX is just very weird right now. Yeah, I would say AVAX is going to push up to about 15.10 to 15.20, just based off the fact that it is ranging. Looks like Bitcoin is trying to push up here in the shorter term. We'll see. Maybe Asia is manipulating. We definitely might be manipulating on Tokyo. Because Aave came back up here too pretty quick. Again, guys, low leverage. If you guys are trading, low leverage, okay? I can't say that enough. Okay, so we got an hour close here in the market. We've also got 59 minutes left with Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, so I would say Tokyo is definitely manipulating today. Absolutely. And Moises, that was a really, really good AVAX call. Shout out to you, brother. Amazing, amazing AVAX call. Love it. So the MACD is pushing down on Bitcoin right now. The 4 hours pushing down on Bitcoin. So we should notice a drop before the 4-hour close, like shortly. I can see Bitcoin could potentially push up to 92.6 and then come back down. $92.6 to about $92.7, or even this area right here, because you're just really waiting for that downtrend momentum to kick in over the next couple of hours. And if we go to our 8-hour, the 8-hour is almost overbought here too. So within the next day, you should start to notice this RSI kind of settling itself, so to speak. Okay, so what did Ethereum do today, guys? Ethereum just ranging, hey? Well, it pumped a bit. At least Ethereum's in a downtrend. And Ethereum is going to the side of your downtrend. So if Ethereum breaks this area right here, there's a possibility we can pump, but it does look like this is going to be the resistance on ETH. Around 3,300. So I would say this is mainly going to be the top on ETH. If we break out, it could potentially fake out. But that should be the top on Ethereum. So we're going to set an alert here. I would say Tokyo's manipulating more than anything tonight. It definitely looks like Tokyo is manipulating 100%. So if I'm looking at London, I would say London's probably going to range and New York is going to distribute. 15-minute is almost overbought here. 5-minute is very, very overbought in this downtrend. So if anything, Bitcoin's waiting until that 15-minute is overbought again. All right, guys, keep on smashing up that like button, guys. Let's run it up. Hit it, hit it, hit it, and don't stop hitting it. I can't even talk. All right, let's see on CoinGecko here what we're looking at. Anything fun? Okay, we will take a look at Pippin. Metal is 45 cents. I would love to see an entry on this. Does anybody remember Metal? Metal DAO? When this runs, it absolutely takes off. Nope. I don't even think you could trade it anymore, MXC. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can. Okay. I haven't looked at Metal in a very long time, but I used to trade this at $2. And this coin was flying before. Well, that would have been a good short, around 45. So it's looking like a pretty big pump and dump on Metal to around 41, potentially. Things are wicking, guys, but the thing is there's not enough volume in the market to push anything right now. There isn't real money volume in the market right now. Today, oh yeah, there was real money. What are we doing here? What else do we got? So those are the meme core, Ethereum. Near is back at 180. Near isn't really doing anything. Meme core, AVAX. We just looked at AVAX, right? AVAX is actually looking pretty good. It's tough for me to say to not short this, because if you look at these 2 points right here, it already broke trend. So sure, it is ranging, but the 2 points that we're wanting already broke trend. And obviously this could just absolutely crash and burn. So I'd be setting an alert on AVAX, guys. It is looking like a really good trade setup. Bitcoin's probably going to range in this little sideways area until we hit the top there around 92.5, 92.6-ish. And then possibly roll over. Who thinks we're going to go to 76K pretty much right away? Not right away, but pretty quick. Here's another idea on Bitcoin, guys. If you look from right here to right here, on your 4 hour from this peak wick to right here, you did hit a channel. So if you're going from that low to that high, or that high to that low, you really range in Bitcoin at this fair value gap, and then you roll over and come back down, and that would be forming a higher low than the previous drop. And then you've also got this channel right here. Okay, and this channel right here should take you to about 87.5. So there's this channel and the resistance channel, but this is the uptrend. And then you're looking at that coming down a bit. Yeah, so it looks like Bitcoin is kind of playing the sideways momentum here, which would be accumulation into Tokyo. And then we break up or we break down, we're going to know direction based on the 4 hour. I would say within the nighttime, possibly, this is going to start trickling down. If you guys are any spot trades at the moment, I would definitely be setting a take profit at the highs and watching the support, because 4 hour is got wicked bearish divergence. All right, any trades you guys want me to look at? We're pretty flat in the market right now. Nothing is really happening. The morning time, there was a lot more movement. We can look at Solana. Sol's not looking too bad at all. You got to, well, it pumped. And then you could kind of see Solana here. Solana could pump a lot more, actually, because you hit the bottom of the channel. And then you hit the bottom of the channel after the top of the channel. So Sol could absolutely pump all the way up to 154 potentially if it wanted to. And we are bouncing off this fair value gap, which isn't too bad at all. Okay, so it does look like we are going sideways a bit on this channel until we're hitting the top of the 15. Once that 15-minute is overbought, guys, you guys are going to see downtrend momentum in the market. And then what else do we got? We'll see what Bonk is doing. I know I've been waiting for this Bonk short for their lifetime. So Bonk is still in this big pennant. Okay, we're looking for this amazing short on Bonk, guys. Like, man. set an alert on Bonk, because if you can set an alert on Bonk, you are going to possibly, non-financial advice, right? The setups are the market, but you can essentially make killer profit on Bonk once this market breaks. It is just ranging in a bearish pennant. I've said this a few times, but Bonk is getting ready to do something. If it can't break out of this, guys, you have a massive short opportunity at your fingertips. Massive. Tim, check out XAGUSD1. Are you talking about on TradingView crypto? I don't think you meant to put. Does it even show XAG here? Silver on. I'll just do the normal XAG because they have gold on MEXC, but silver is insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I can't find silver on TradingView at the moment. Silver is looking really good, though. It broke out, keeps on breaking out of all-time highs, and constantly breaks out. Like, technically, you can say it broke the trend, which it did, but it keeps on pushing. So don't really expect any movement, guys, in the market until the London session. We're pretty flat in Asia, okay? So here's silver, just so everybody knows, because now we're drawing a channel. We've got a nice little cup formation all the way to $100 plus. And then you should notice a little retrace on silver. So $100 plus on silver. We're looking for a pretty big pump. Oh yeah, EK, I have to create that group still with me, Tim, you, Prashant, and CJDV. Absolutely, absolutely. So Bitcoin should be rolling over. Bitcoin should be rolling over here shortly, guys. This is a very boring market. I'm trying to make it exciting after the pump in New York. Add some fireworks, some streamers, all of that jazz. But the reality is nothing is happening. All we're really waiting for right now is the short to play out, right? And again, if you're just tuning in on the live, there it is, your downtrend and the drop. I would even want Bitcoin to come up to 92.6 at this point. And guys, Abe's really just going to range. It isn't going to do much but range at this support equilibrium support, which is about 197 to 198, 200. If Bitcoin bounces a bit, you're going to get that bounce. So I'm expecting still for Bitcoin to come up to 92.6, possibly, or just roll over here. All right, what else do we got? CoinGecko, we went over everything. Not even these coins that are trending aren't really trending. They haven't done much. What is Chainlink doing? I know Chainlink is a pretty good trade, short and long. Chainlink pumped and dumped. Same thing, double top, bearish divergence. Oh, wow, Chainlink has really big bearish divergence. It is Wednesday tomorrow, guys. I think, or actually it's Wednesday in Tokyo already. I think the market is setting up for a big drop on Wednesday. Anyways, it looks like that to me, and typically we do drop on Wednesdays. That would have been a nice short on Link here at the top. So see if Link is dropping, then AVAX should potentially be dropping. I would say after this 1 hour candle, you start to see AVAX come down. All right, guys, we're over an hour here. There's not really much happening in the market. I'm pretty much saying the same thing over again. So I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a market breakdown. BCH is dumping. Give you guys the market breakdown, and then we'll be on tomorrow during the morning. Holy, BCH is really dumping. Yeah, there is definitely a drop coming in the market. So basically what happened here with Bitcoin Cash. Oh yeah, there's a drop coming. Basically what happened with Bitcoin Cash, guys, it went sideways the whole time after breaking trend. Would have been a good short up here. Would have been a good short even up here. And now you're seeing Bitcoin Cash is absolutely dump back down to 506 area, roughly. If you're looking for a trade or a short on BCH, outside of this support right here, outside of this support on BCH would be my short. If you wanted to short it, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to go for a falling knife. I'd rather stay with Aave and Bitcoin because I know they're going to drop. Non-financial advice, guys. Do your own research. Protect your capital. Not really much happening. Watch London. We're either going to manipulate or dump, distribute. And hey, if we manipulate into London, you can expect a drop into New York. Possibly. And it is a Wednesday too. We will be live tomorrow, guys, at 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. CST tomorrow. We went over every single crypto that I can think that is actually moving. USDT.D actually broke out of the trend. So we have a trend here on USDT.D and we broke it. We could be faking out though. We definitely could be faking out, as there is a huge double bottom. We're kind of We've got resistance here, but if we break out of this here, a lot of money is going to flow into Tether. Make sure you guys, all the new people, guys, make sure you guys are subscribing to Mighty. It is our app, or Beast Limitless on Mighty. It is our app. It's free. It's like Telegram. Completely free. Link in the description, beastlimitless.com. I post trade setups. I post ideas here. People talk in the chat. All right. So for the people that aren't in there, be in there, guys, because we're going to talk about trades. Even for the people that are in here, guys, post trade setups. It's fine. Post trade setups. I know before I was like, whatever. Now I'm fine with it. We want to help out other traders, and this is a very difficult time in the market. So make sure you're locked in, and the only way you're going to be really locked in is to post trade setups and be with the community. When is the prop firm challenge? Not till the new year. Let me get that under wraps and let me get that going, okay? No volume till London. We'll see what London is going to do. We also got a 4-hour close here in 32 minutes, but I would be pretty much reiterating the same thing over and over again. Now we're just essentially going to wait for the trades to play out. We'll see you guys tomorrow around 8 to 8:30 a.m. Hope everyone has a great day. Take care.